Hey there, it's Kelly Donahue Piro, your favorite industry best friend. Well, I'm here to let you know that you've done something great for your agency by joining and listening in on our podcast or watching our YouTube channel. I just want to remind everybody that we're here to help. So if you need anything, drop a comment, go to our website, hang out with our chat, or just contact us. There's a problem in your agency, I got solutions, right? I like to think of it, you got a problem, I'll solve it. But let's get into the content today so that you can improve your awareness and knowledge of solutions that exist to the agency's core challenges.
But also, we really need to have a really strong foundation on what is insurance, how to read a policy, whose role is what, who can I delegate things to.
Getting outside the standard box of like reading material and then making phone calls, having them really practice it out.
Like, make a video on the process you just learned.
Yep.
Show me that you know it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Gina. I'm a performance partner here at APP, and I'm joined with Steven and Sarah, another performance partner and our virtual training specialist. Today, we are going to hop into the topic of insurance training programs that are specifically designed for those that are new to insurance. So how we set those new hires up for success while helping them learn the industry and the ins and outs about it. So let's start with, what's the foundation? Like, how do we bring somebody in and get them up to speed with what we're doing? Sarah, can you help us talk through this?
I would absolutely love to. And I heard a story very recently that really tickled me that talked about beginner-friendly foundations, where somebody had just started working in insurance. I'm not going to name any names. And they were talking with their trainer, who they were sitting with, a veteran. And they were like, why do all of our notes that we leave in the account management system start with FU?
Did you have to follow up there? Come on now.
Now, to everybody else, that's a direct correlation. But this person is thinking, I'm not sure how I feel about that, right?
All the shorthand abbreviations that only make sense for one person.
Right.
So I think it's really important that you need to explain everything in plain English, so that there's no assumptions as to why we're starting all of our client audits. But also, we really need to have a really strong foundation on what is insurance, how to read a policy, whose role is what, who can I delegate things to. And I think sometimes we fall into this trap of everybody really likes to help everybody, and having a strong team foundation is fantastic until one person is falling behind and they're already doing everything and they don't know, well, who can help me, right? And so I think that's a really great foundation to have before that. And then you want to actually move into personal lines. You want to start with the basics. I think auto is a really safe space to start. A lot of our clients, they first start out with an auto policy, right? So we want to do auto, then move into home. And I think everybody can benefit from an umbrella. So these are like your trifecta. These are the three that you want to start with. And then you can move into commercial lines. What is a BOP? How do we know all the different symbols for commercial auto or general liability? And then we can also talk about life and health fundamentals. But when everything is really simple and it kind of builds on itself, you get really comfortable with communicating with clients and finding opportunities to cross-sell. Even if you're not working in commercial, I feel like you should be able to still hold a conversation with a commercial client, right?
Yeah.
And this all happens because we have some knowledge about the other areas in the agency where we may not technically work.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing all that. And I like to look at it like training is like making a really good lasagna. You need to add all the layers and they need to be set at the right time. The next layer needs to be the right amount. You can't just throw it all in a pan and hope it comes out good at the end. The structured layers are so important. Additionally, I think if you have a lot of hands-on practice built in, it keeps people engaged. A lot of times we fall into the habit of waiting for a carrier to have a webinar or a video that can not really hold everyone's attention that long. So looking for programs that have some role play scripts involved in it, maybe some games or quizzes that gets the team thinking, and you could structure it to happen every 3 new content that you expose them to. And I think it's important to remember that most of the people that are working for us have insurance themselves. So have them pull up their own policy, have them explain it to you, let them tell you what their coverage means, not just what they can see on the paper, but what it means. That will help them to build and practice scenarios for when they talk to a client. They can call their parents up and say, Mom, ask me some questions on my insurance. Help me study. But just getting outside the standard box of like reading material and then making phone calls, having them really practice it out. And then structuring some onboarding milestones. Who wants to help me discuss this?
I think that part of what we really need to pay attention to with milestones is it sticking or is it just being hurt? And sometimes we hear things but don't understand the application of it. So we kind of just file it away and then we're like, I don't know. And you're like, but you learned this. And they're like, I didn't know what it meant. I watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how do we know every day, every week, every month, whatever, that things are going well? We have that structured milestone and knowledge. And I love it good, like, having the new hire do a process. Like, make a video on the process you just learned.
Yep.
Show me that you know it, right? Tell me, make a 1-minute video about X coverage and submit it to me. We're going to play it at our next team meeting. Then some people would be mortified to be like, this is a punishment. To me, I think it's almost empowering the team and giving them some confidence that they know the coverage. Because if they're responsible to present it to everybody else, you can spend a little bit more time learning at work.
Yep.
And a lot of our guides and tools give them those resources, right? They give them the ability to get more information or get more comfortable with it in a structured way. So they're not just Googling what is blah, 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 and then getting random wild answers from all over the countryside or the conspiracy theory on why insurance is all a scam. And then they're like, you don't need that coverage, it's a scam. And I'm like, where do you? So I think we need those benchmark and knowing what a good job looks like so we can check in and hold them accountable to them. But how do we make it flexible? How do we make it so that we don't have to do that nonstop?
Right.
So we actually have a wonderful resource that you could use, or we have our agency school, and we just released a couple of days ago our Insurance 101 training program. And one of the reasons why this is fantastic is because if you get this program through our agency school, it is self-paced, right? You can kind of hybrid this with while they're sitting with the veteran or while they're going through your knowledge-based articles. When they have downtime, they can actually go through the content. It comes with workbooks, vocabulary sheets, and quick reference tools that they can visit at any time. And this, for our agency school, it actually comes with a complete introduction to insurance, risk, and agency operations. It also covers personal and commercial lines. It has coverage breakdowns. They talk about life and health fundamentals. It also tells you how to read and translate these documents for our insured. We talk about endorsement, exclusions. We also go over how to communicate with your clients, handling objections, and professional etiquette. And then also it comes with a leadership launch guide, as well as workbooks, cheat sheets, role play videos, you name it. It's all in there. So this is something that if you have a new hire who's just learning the ropes of insurance, this is a wonderful place to start while they're moving through the training that you have set up, so you can see results within the first 30 days instead of in 6 months.
Absolutely. And it sounds like we have all these resources available, right? So you just need to take advantage of them, but we have it all ready for you when you're ready to use it.
We can help you.
Got you covered.
Virtual, live, in-person, well, whatever you want, we can figure it out. Sure. We have these things. But I think we really have to focus on as well, like making it stick. Like, how do we make sure that it's being used once it's given? And I love daily shadowing or recording call review. Like, pull a couple of calls and just spot check it. Listen quickly and be like, yes, or that was a little rough. Weekly one-on-one for clear KPI. Let me take a step back, like my FU for follow-up. KPI, key performance indicator. How do we know what a good job looks like? So we have to be able to set those expectations. First call resolution, accuracy, client satisfaction. Like, what are those benchmarks for how we know they're doing a good job? If we don't define the important parts of the role, nothing is important. When everything's important, nothing's important. So
Right.
especially as we're going through, we need to define those and ongoing micro learning. So you can constantly learn and grow, and it needs to be a little fun, right? Like, I might be an insurance nerd, 100%. I have a cup to prove it, which you can also buy online. But what I really love is quick game or the coverage wheel. Like, we have a wheel that spins up coverages, and then a team meeting, we're like, explain water sewer backup. And the whole team panics, and then you took it in, and they're like, oh, it was you. And then somebody explains it, and they're like, yeah. Everybody's like, oh, you stuck up with that one. And like, it makes it a game and makes it a little fun.
For sure.
So what else do we need to focus on, or what else do we need to worry about?
I think understanding too that when you have all like a plan set forth, what is your intent behind it? Our intent is to get our new hires acclimated, adjusted, and ready to take on their workload, their responsibilities as error-free and as seamless as possible. We all know insurance is a very fast-paced, always changing environment. So having a structure to follow will set everybody else up for success. And additionally, always training your team and always reviewing the skills and basics continuously sets the tone for a learning and supportive environment. And a lot of agencies too that are using some sort of insurance training program, especially like our Insurance 101, they're noticing that new hires can start to handle their calls independently within 4 to 6 weeks. There's a lot less errors in like the early stages that we typically see. They are ramped up to take on their full productivity workload about half as sooner as everyone else. And then they stay longer. They're less likely to leave because they're not as stressed out in the beginning. Like, what do you mean I have 13 carriers and there's 1,000 different rules? And now there's this rater and then there's this system and I forgot what deductible is. They know what to expect and they're prepared and they feel supported. So piling all these pieces together and building our lasagna, layering everything with intent and purpose helps to set those that are new to insurance up for success when joining your agency.
Very true.
I really appreciate everyone tuning in today and stay tuned for our next topic. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It is so fun giving you guys tips and tricks every single, week out there. Remember, you can find us on social media for updates. You can like or comment on this podcast or video, and we're here for you. And check out our website. There's a ton of tools. We have over 1,000 blogs on our website. We have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. You can search and find answers to your top questions. But also, if you need a little bit more help, you want a best friend that's there cheerleading for you, giving you the guidance that you need, and being there on some of those tough days, let us know. We'd love to meet your agency and learn if we're a good fit. All right, signing off. Go sell insurance.